Hi lovelies! I hope you're doing super well today. I am so excited to finally be filming this video. About a year or so ago, I watched the introduction to the Harry Potter Project Pan and I got inspired to create my own with a movie that I enjoy watching. So sure enough, I chose Alice in Wonderland. So I watched the movie and I pulled things from the movie to create the prompts, which I have all sitting next to me right here. There is 23 that we will be going through. I'm just super excited. I've spent the last, give or take, year, not consistently, but working on this and tweaking it and trying to make it fun and creative and something that hopefully not only I will enjoy, but you guys will enjoy if you decide to join in on it. So more or less, like I said, this Project Pan has 23 prompts. I have everything written out in front of me, the instructions and everything like that. So let's just dive into explaining this project. So the instructions are right here, and this is a year-long Project Pan. So it's starting on August 1st of 2021, and it's gonna go until July 31st of 2022. So within that year, you have to randomly choose 3 to 5 products to work on. And I chose that number because I know a few people, most people that are probably watching this are doing other panning projects, including myself. I have a couple on the go. They are on my Instagram page, which is linked below if you wanted to go check out the progress on that. But I wanted to create this one and I was just having a hard time trying to find out when I would actually do this. And I think right now for myself, it's a decent time. There's a good little break in between what I'm working on, so this is why we're doing this now. So anyways, you will randomly choose 3 to 5 products between the numbers of 1 to 23, and then once you get your 3 numbers, you will find the corresponding prompts. Now, once you find those prompts, you are going to be able to choose your own goal. So you can be usage, pan, finish, whichever you want, unless the prompt already has a goal attached to it, which there is a couple of those, but for the majority of them, you can choose whatever you want to do. So you have to rotate through all 23 prompts within the 12-month period of this project. So if you happen to roll on a number and you don't have a product that fits in that category or that prompt, you can skip it. But you do have to roll that number back in before the end of the 12 months. So if you decide, if you rolled, say, prompt number 2 and you don't have a product for that, and 6 months down the line, you still don't have a product for it and you don't believe you will, then that's okay. So instead of using prompt 2, you're gonna re-roll another number that you've used in before or a new one in place of number 2. So you can use prompt number 3 twice if you don't have a prompt or a product for prompt number 2. You still have to hit 23 prompts within that 12-year period. Or 12-month period. Oh my god, 12 years. Could you imagine? That 12-month period. So you definitely can finish this up before the 12 months is up. You just have to make sure that every prompt has been hit and that every goal has been hit. So everything has to be met in time. So if you want to make this a little more fun for yourself, you can pair up, create a little group, and have a little competition to see who's going to finish this project first. I myself am going to do it on my own, and that is totally okay if you want to do it that way as well. I just figured if you wanted to make things a little more interesting, have a little friendly competition just to see, somebody who I would suggest, but it's totally up to you guys because you guys can pick your own usage. If you're gonna do it in pairs or a group, make sure that your goals are semi-similar. If you do a usage goal, try to set the same amount of uses, so like 25 uses each instead of one doing 10 and one doing 30. But like I said, totally up to you. So here are all of the prompts. I am super excited, so let's just get into reading them. So number 1, fall down the rabbit hole. So a product that you fell in love with. Number 2 is follow the white rabbit. So it's a product that you purchased because of the hype, or it was or still is on trend. Going to a tea party is a product you like to use for a special occasion or going out. Drink Me Shrinking Potion is a mini or travel-sized product. The Eat Me Cookie is your largest palette / a value-sized product. It's Only a Dream is a limited edition product or something that's been discontinued. Number 7 is the Cheshire Cat. So it's a product that you had to wait to come back into stock before you were able to purchase it. Number 8 is Who Are You? So it's a palette with a color story that best describes you. Now for this one, I know for myself, most of the year I'm more neutral. Today I'm wearing neutrals. But come summertime, springtime, I've been into bright colors a lot more, at least this year. So you can choose a palette that's best describes you for that time that you're rolling it in. So if you're rolling it in winter and more cool tone smoky looks are your thing, pull in one of those palettes. But in summertime, it's a bright color palette, pull in a bright color palette. Whatever palette speaks to you the most at that time. Unless you have one palette that is just your color story year round or your color story altogether, then absolutely use that one. So number 9 is Tweedledee and Tweedledum, who are twins, so it's a dupe product. It could be either side of the spectrum, the cheaper version or the high-end one. The Walrus and the Carpenter Eat the Oysters, so it's your guilty pleasure product. Number 11 is the playing cards. So this is a product that you have to use 52 times. I'm really bad with marking my usage, so this is going to be an interesting one once I get to this, but 52 times. 10-6 is a color story or a shade that you use in October or just the fall time. Number 13 is the Garden, so one of your prettiest products. So it could be the packaging or the color story, an embossment that's on there, something along those lines, but one of your prettiest or the prettiest product. The Mad Hatter is a product that you just forgot you had. Number 15, you're entirely bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are. So it's a product that you like that most people don't. The Queen of Hearts is a must-have product in your routine. Wonderland Croquet, so using a flamingo as a mallet or the hedgehog as a ball, using a product for an entirely different purpose. Number 18 is the Duchess, so a product or a shade that you didn't like at first, but it's grown on you. Number 19 is the Dodo Stutters, so a product that you tried to pan before. Number 20 is Off With Their Heads, so it's a product with either a cap or a lid. Number 21 is Wake Up, Alice, Wake Up. So a product you wish you didn't own or it's a regret purchase. Number 22 is The End. So it's a product that you want to finish off. And then last but not least, prompt number 23 is Alice in Wonderland. So it's your newest product. So because I'm filming on my phone and that's what I use to randomly generate my numbers, I screen recorded and I have already randomized 3 numbers. So let's get into it. So I will show the 3 numbers that I chose. The first one was number 22, the second was number 18, and the last number was number 17. So for prompt 22, that's The End, a product you want to finish off. So for this, I chose a highlighter, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I've tried to pan this, and I finally did hit pan on it, and then I just lost all motivation to continue using it. I wasn't even sure if I should or if I wanted to, but it is a product that I want to completely finish. That was my goal in the very beginning. Most of the time when I do hit pan, I just want to finish the product off anyways. I almost get this new energized motivation just to completely finish it all because I've already gotten that far. But I just didn't, and I haven't really reached for it since. But this is my oldest highlighter. It was the very first one that I purchased. And this one is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Highlighter. It's the Powder Glow Illuminator. So you can kind of see through the packaging. There's a pan there. The packaging is completely broken. But you can see that pan, and then there's another little mini pan right below it. So I do just want to finish this off. When I was panning this not that long ago, I was trying to go over the whole pan evenly, but obviously that didn't really work. There was more of a dip up here. So now it's just time to expand it and get this out, because this is old. I probably should have decluttered it, but that's okay. I still like it. So for prompt, a product or a shade that you didn't like at first, but you grew to love. So this one, I went with a shade, and this was kind of pretty easy. My next, like this one and my next prompt were my two easier ones to figure out. That first one, I wasn't quite sure what product I wanted to completely use up, because most of the stuff I have pan on, I'm still panning, and everything else has no pan. So I don't really want to finish off a product that has no pan yet. But anyways, for this product, for this prompt, I decided to pick a shade. So I chose the shade pink. Now, I love the color pink. It is my favorite color, always has been, always will be. But I had a hard time wearing it because I always found it made me look sick. So just a couple months ago, I decided to try diving into it again, and I've actually been liking some of the looks that I've come out with. So I decided that I was going to use the shade pink, and I'm going to use it from the Huda Beauty Neon Pink Palette. And in here, if you haven't seen this, I'm going to focus on this bright pink neon shade here. As you can see here, hopefully you can anyways, there is a dip, but I am going to focus on this shade right here. So this, I haven't really been reaching for my pink looks. I've been reaching for another product. I've just kind of picked this up little bits here and there just to brighten up the pink a little bit, because from what I'm using, it's just slightly darker, not as bright. So I really enjoy the bright pink looks too. And now that I have sort of figured out how I can wear it, I'm really excited to work on that shade in here, because it is absolutely beautiful. Now for my last prompt, it's a product used for an entirely different purpose. And again, on my Instagram page, I had mentioned, but never followed through with, so now is the time, that I wanted to use an eyeshadow as a blush or blush topper. So I am like unofficially penning the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. I have some work in there. So I had taken out this shade, which I believe is the shade Cotton Candy, and it's light enough that I figured I would use it as a blush topper. It's super, super pretty. And I have it in this magnetic palette with a couple of other pink blushes that I want to work on. And I figured I would use it with those blushes. I think I've done that maybe twice since I had mentioned it on my Instagram account. So I think that right now this is going to be a good time to get that done, because I don't really have any other products that I would want to use in a different way, because I'm not a fan of cream products, so using lipstick as a blush just isn't really my thing. So I don't think I mentioned, but obviously the goal for this one is what the prompt says, and it's to completely finish up a product. So I want to completely finish up this blush, or this highlighter, sorry. The neon pink palette, this pink shade, my goal is to hit pan on this. I don't think it'll take, well, actually I don't even know. I've never hit pan on a Huda shade before. Obviously this one I'm going to use as well. There's a larger dip, but this is what I'm working on. This is my focus, so we'll see how long that takes. And then for this little mini blush, or not blush, but eyeshadow that I'm gonna use as a blush. Oh, we're good. Nothing shattered. We're still good. I do want to hit pan on this as well. So I know this is going to take a long time, because these shadows take a long time to hit pan on with an eyeshadow brush. I can just imagine what it's going to be like with a blush brush, but we are going to get that in and get that out. So hopefully with 23 23 prompts and 12 months. Hopefully it'll be give or take a couple of months per prompt and get a lot more use out of my products. That's also why I wanted to do something along these lines, because the projects that I'm doing is a pan that palette, a pan that face palette, and then I'm just panning a couple of face products. No real project to them, just wanting to work on them. So if you want to check out any of that progress, my Instagram account, like I said, will be linked below in the description box, so please take a look. And yeah, feel free to join in on this. Like I said, this will be up before, or like when it starts, so you obviously won't be starting that exact day, but that's totally okay. Anytime throughout August, if you wanted to start joining this, you absolutely can. And it'll still end on July 31st of 2022. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this project works out really well for me, and hopefully for you as well. If you do decide to join in on this, let me know. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye!